I'm Ken Rockwell. Let's compare Canon's EF 100 to 400 millimeter f4.5 to 5.6 LIS2 lens on an EF to RF adapter to Canon's brand new 100 to 500 millimeter f4.5 to 7.1 LIS. The biggest differences are that this lens, of course, is native to the RF mirrorless camera system, and this lens is native to Canon's timeless EOS system for both 35 millimeter and digital cameras. Simply using this adapter ring makes this lens completely 100% compatible to the EOS R cameras. Autofocus is fast. Both of these lenses focus super fast. Both of these lenses focus super close. You can replace your macro lens with either of these lenses. The biggest differences are, number one, this lens is heavier. This lens, the 100 to 400, is mostly made out of metal. It always has full-time manual focus override. It's a mechanical connection here. It doesn't even need to be connected to a camera. It's always active. It is metal. It has, just as both lenses have, a smooth or tight zoom drag adjustment. But I do like metal. It's got a metal filter thread, metal adjustments, metal everything. The only thing plastic is this barrel's plastic, but all the other rings and all this external barrel are metal. Both of these lenses have all metal tripod collars. The difference is this tripod collar, the only thing that comes off is the foot. The collar always stays. This lens is made more of plastic, but it also weighs less. While the collar is metal, everything on the outside is plastic. Plastic filter rings, plastic barrels, plastic ring, plastic barrel, plastic ring, plastic barrel, plastic control ring. Of course, the mount is metal. The advantage is that this lens with its collar weighs the same as this lens without its tripod foot. And admittedly, once you put this adapter on, now it weighs even more. So weight is the biggest difference. Optical quality is superb on either of these. The difference is also the zoom range. This will go out to 500 millimeters. That could be important. It's a pretty significant difference between 400 and 500. That's about a 25% difference. That can be significant. When you worry about, oh, it's only f7.1, well, guess what? It's the same amount of glass on the front. If you do your mathematics, the open aperture, the entrance pupil of either lens, 500 millimeters at 7.1 or 400 millimeters at 5.6 are the same. So the ultimate light gathering ability is about the same. The difference is, though, of course, this collar comes completely off. So for handheld use, this is probably a more comfortable lens to shoot. This lens, as I said, the whole collar doesn't come off. Both have about the same suite of switches. They have a focus range limiter and several stabilization modes. The biggest difference is with teleconverters. This works poorly with teleconverters. The optics work fantastically, but logistically, you can't use teleconverters unless you're at least at 300 millimeters. You can't even attach a teleconverter to this lens unless you're set between 300 to 500 millimeters. And then once you attach that converter, you're mechanically locked out. There's a feeler in here that detects the converter into the back of the lens, won't let you zoom out past 300 millimeters, which makes it rather limited. And the Canon RF teleconverters only work one at a time. You can only use the 1.4 or the 2.0x, but you can't use them both at the same time. You can use this EF lens and you can stack the EF teleconverters here, and you can stack them. So I can use the 1.4 and the 2x converter at the same time with this lens on the EOS R system with this adapter ring, and they work flawlessly. And that gives me much longer ranges than the other lens. So ultimately, the question is, which is best for you? Do you want lighter weight? Do you want a little bit more utility without using teleconverters? Do you want a little bit better handling when you're not using your tripod collar? Or do you want a tougher, more metal lens that, admittedly, this lens is older, so it costs less because Canon has recovered most of its development costs in this, and it's not a totally new system. This lens costs less, it's better built. It also has continuous, always active mechanical manual focus, which is another nice thing. Ultimately, if you're only going to shoot the RF system, I'd say go for the 100 to 500. If you need compatibility backwards to the EOS 35 millimeter cameras and the EOS digital single lens reflex cameras, then your choice might very well be this. If you're a budget shopper, again, I have loved this lens since I bought it at full price back when it first came out back around 2014 and love it to death. And that's the difference. There's not that much difference, but through these subtle differences, hopefully, the choice for you should be clear. Thanks again for watching KenRockwell.com and KenRockwell.tv. If you like these videos, of course you can subscribe, but the best thing is I am supported mostly by when you get your gear from any of the links that I provide in my description or at KenRockwell.com. The people to whom I link are people that I have used personally. I got this lens from B&H, and I got this lens from Adorama. I've bought from those guys since the 1970s. They're fantastic. That's why they're so big today. Thanks again for watching KenRockwell.com and KenRockwell.tv. I will see you in the next video.